Greetings friends, Steven here. Welcome to my review of Super Toy Cars. This is a game you can pick up for your Wii U from the eShop. It sells for $8.99 and is brought to us by Eclipse Games. So what I figured I would do for this review is, first I'll show a bit of gameplay. It's me doing like a Let's Play style thing, where I'll do some reviewing on the fly, so to speak. And after that, we'll come back to me and we'll do a bit of a summary, share some extra thoughts I have after the gameplay, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so let's check it out. I found that turning the music down is a bit unnecessary, especially for the menu here, because for some reason the music is louder here than in-game. And of course I want to make sure you actually hear what I was saying, so it's down a bit. And I will show you the camera in-game, but it offers a more vintage camera. Think Micro Machines on the NES with this top-down version. And then these are more traditional, just behind the vehicle cameras. Alright. We'll go for quick race first of all. So as you can see in the upper left there, you have assorted types of racing. Time trials, you know, pretty typical stuff. You can set your difficulty, but we'll just go for this one right now. Basic level. Now in quick race, worth knowing here by the way, that you actually can have up to 4 players, which is pretty cool. It's just me today though, so we won't be able to see that, unfortunately. Now, it gives you a pretty good selection of cars here, but in the actual career mode, you have to unlock most of these. What you do by, of course, playing the game and earning money, and then you buy them. Alright, so this is one of those games where it kind of has that kart racer, you gotta do a lot of drifting in order to get your boosts so you can go faster. It does one of those kind of things. Very much along the lines of a Mario Kart. And as you saw there, just picked up it's actually an oil slick, and then I dropped it. You didn't really get to see it because there we go. Sometimes you don't get to see those. You get to see. Might just be because I picked a closer camera angle. So as the title suggests, these are toy cars, which is why we're driving around in a I guess a kid's playroom. Much like Micro Machines on the NES, that's kind of half the fun, is just the fact that everything is tiny, including your own vehicle. One thing I do like about this game is that quite often things like Lego pieces or just nuts and bolts from the garage will end up on the race course. And of course you'll want to avoid those so you don't actually lose time. Oh, shortcut. I do like it when there are shortcuts. There's one of those Lego pieces. Oh, I got hit by mine. So as you can see there, I just did a boost. You can do those boosts whenever your drift bar, whatever you want to call it. That thing just right above where my vehicle is. And that thing is full. As you can see, it's empty currently. But you get it full again by doing drifts like that. Of course, as you can see here, if you're not careful where you drift, you end up crashing into things, and once again, your race suffers because of it. I'm not a huge fan of the actual feel of the drifts. I just find that it's, I don't know, could be tighter. Alright, here we are now in a different course with a different car. They do all handle differently. It's kind of hard to notice a difference. Of course, things like better handling on some or better drifting with others. I do find I prefer the grip driving as opposed to the drift. Another shortcut. That time the game actually reset my car on its own. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I guess it's situational, whatever the game decides. Now, while I've got the game paused, I'll show you that you can actually do a camera like this, the top-down camera, which is pretty neat because... Oh god, where am I? Okay, there I am. Kind of makes the game pretty much completely different, actually. So it's definitely a neat option if you prefer your cameras overhead versus as we saw it a moment ago. So the next race I'll race like that as well, just so we get a good idea of what it's like. Alright, here we are in another course and another car. Thank you, edits. So we'll try this whole race with the overhead camera, just so we get an idea of what it's like. See, now this level specifically, with the breakfast foods and all that, this very much reminds me of the Micro Machines game on the NES, or Game Boy Color if you want the remake. It's pretty neat. It's actually easier to drive in some areas and for some terrain. So graphics are pretty last gen. Maybe I'm just spoiled from games like Mario Kart, but I much prefer that kind of HD shine that most Nintendo Wii U games have. Fortunately, this doesn't have that. I mean, everything is visible, but it's kind of, colors are kind of washed out, just kind of bleak all in all. It brings to mind TNT Racers, especially with this camera angle, and that game had just a brighter, more colorful look to it. Shot a 8-ball at him. Don't ask me how an 8-ball could fit in a tiny car. It's best not to ask those questions. Okay, let's change our camera around again. We'll try the far camera this time. Oh god, bad timing. Alright, check this out. Boom. Rockets. Oh! Do your drift, get your boost. Do your boost. Starts all over again. But of course, pick your spots carefully for where you choose to drift, because it is quite possible to end up crash into something, and you will lose your place in the race. Alright, so here we are now back at the main menu, and we'll try career mode out a bit. Now, unlike in the quick race there, as you saw, this one, you only start with this Jeep type vehicle, and everything else you have to actually buy via money that you earn from races. As you can see just above the cars there and slightly to the right is the amount of money I've earned so far. Haven't bought anything yet. As you can see on the left there are stats that change for each vehicle, so that's pretty cool. So it's nice that you get a bit of a replayability and that you can unlock certain vehicles and add different colors or even paint jobs. A lot of those things you can actually find, you'll either get them as rewards or find them on the track. And over here, you can actually upgrade currently owned vehicles. As you can see over there in the stats skin, it actually shows you what'll be changed, which is nice. But we'll just keep things simple now, and we'll just try this race out, but see what else I can tell you. So as you can see here, it does support both the Wiimote and the whatever it's called, the controllers. But of course, I'm just using the Wii U's gamepad. Gets the job done well enough. Wow. So that was me attempting to drift. Might be because the level is obviously supposed to be raining, so the track is very slick. But yeah. Alright, we're back. So that was me playing some Super Toy Cars. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of tricky to try and review while they're playing a game. So what I did was I played a bit more after that, wrote some notes down, and I'll just do my quick summary. Some of this information I did bring up already during the gameplay there, but I'll bring it up again just to reiterate. So the colors of the game, like I said before, maybe I was spoiled by games like the most recent Mario Kart or even TNT Races, but I felt that the colors in this game are very bleak for what's generally trying to be, I'm guessing, a game for kids. It's like toys and fun and playhouse and all that sort of stuff. I kind of just wanted it to be a bit brighter and, I don't know, just had more color than it did. The graphics themselves, like I said, found them to be maybe a bit more for the Wii than the Wii U. Would have liked to have seen a bit more of a high-def shine to things. As we've seen once again with a lot of other Wii U games, it's definitely that sort of look that these games are getting, and this just didn't really have that. It does have a track editor, which is pretty neat, but I wasn't able to find any way to upload it to the internet or anything like that. That is a feature that might be added with future updates, so we'll keep an eye on the game. I do know that they want to add things like online leaderboards with future updates, so the game there's certainly a lot that they can do to improve things as it is. We saw briefly in the menu does have up to 4-player support, so that's pretty cool. Once again, it's just me here today, so I couldn't try that out, unfortunately. Lots of cars, varied stats, that's always a good thing. Like a Jeep, obviously, it may not be quite as fast, but it probably has better handling than something like a Lamborghini or Formula One race car, that sort of thing. Yeah, now this is an important one, and that is just the control of the vehicles themselves. I wasn't really a big fan of. I kind of felt like I was just swerving, if you will, more than driving. Once again, maybe if I picked a smaller and a slower vehicle, like perhaps the Volkswagen bus in there, maybe the controls would be a bit better. But still, the big thing with these kind of games is that they always try and push the drifting aspect of it, and I just didn't find the drifting that much fun. I believe in the video I mentioned that I preferred the grip driving as opposed to the drift, where you're just driving properly as opposed to like doing all these sideways drifting. I just found it easier just go straight. It just worked better for me in this one. I like seeing the little things on the tracks, like the Lego pieces or the nuts and bolts in that garage level. It was kind of weird that it was raining in that one. It looks like you're in a garage. You might be outside. I don't know. The track that you're driving on actually does look to be the same size as the car, so it doesn't really make sense that that'd be outside. I don't know. I just like seeing the small things, like driving the cans or seeing those old rugs that kids always have in their rooms. And just that camera that I showed off the top down, just nostalgia-wise, I really thought that was neat how it reminded me of the Micro Machines game. I hate to keep coming back to games like that and TNT Racers, but I think those are the ones that I always personally think of when talking about like toy car racing games. The tracks, from what I saw, there wasn't a whole lot of variety between them. They do have shortcuts. I do like the shortcuts, but they are often maybe tricky to get into. That's kind of what you want out of a shortcut. You don't want to be too easy to actually take the shortcut, but at the same time, I don't know. I found it really easy to just drive by them after time. It does have weapons very similar to what you would see in Mario Kart. I guess I might end up like to have seen a bit more originality out of that. It's fine though. I guess we're all pretty used to the whole like turtle shell and banana peel or whatever they've been reskinned to. And once again, it was a complete personal preference, but I just didn't like the music all that much in this game. I do like that you can upgrade the cars in the career mode, and that does add some replayability, of course. Earning the money, buying the new upgrades, and then buying the new vehicles, that sort of thing, So I think that is pretty much all I have to say at the moment. Do feel free to check out the description of this video, because I always add extra thoughts if I had them after I've finished the video recording here. So read that. If I were to give the game a score, I'd probably give it about a 5 out of 10. And the state it's in currently, it's okay, but like I said, in a world with Mario Kart 8 and even TNT Racers, this probably isn't a game I'd be going back to. I think your replayability lies in, like I said, the multiplayer, which is, at the moment at least, just local co-op, but it does have 4-player support, so that's pretty cool. And if you do like making your own levels, it does have a pretty elaborate level creator, which you use with a stylus on your Wii gamepad, so that's pretty neat. Otherwise, I think that's about it. So thanks for checking out my review of the Super Toy Cars. Sells for $8.99 once again from the Wii U eShop, brought to us by Eclipse Games. And if you agree with my review, or if you think it's completely wrong, either way, let me know in the comments. And if there's a game you'd like to see me review next, please let me know about that as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.